Han Li stood before the portly manager with unwavering composure, his voice cutting through the air like a sharpened blade. Now that you've verified the authenticity of my token, it's time for you to reveal the details of this mission, he declared, his eyes glinting with calm resolve. The manager's face twitched, and he quickly raised a hand, signaling that there was more to be revealed. Before I proceed, there's one last test I must perform. Aye, he said with an air of caution. Han Li's brow furrowed. What is it? He asked, his patience beginning to wear thin. I need to examine your cultivation base to see if you are truly capable of completing this task, the manager explained. Understanding the implications, Han Li allowed his aura to flow freely, his power unrestrained as it surged out, settling at the early true immortal stage. The manager staggered backward, a flush spreading across his face as his breath came in sharp gasps, his body trembling under the pressure. Sensing the discomfort he had caused, Han Li quickly reined in his aura, confusion flickering across his face. The manager was a masked figure, concealing his true power, and even Han Li's spiritual sense could not penetrate the mask's barrier. However, the manager's reaction to his brief display was far stronger than expected. After several moments, the manager recovered, though his complexion remained pale. You are indeed an early true immortal, aren't you? He asked, his voice betraying a trace of disbelief. Han Li nodded silently. Then, I must advise against taking on this mission, the manager said with a sigh, his voice tinged with regret. Why? Han Li inquired, his curiosity piqued. The mission stated that a true immortal cultivator would be sufficient. The manager's eyes narrowed, and he explained with a heavy heart, the target is another true immortal, but he possesses powers far beyond the norm. Even one of your caliber might find it impossible to survive this encounter. Han Li's face remained calm as he replied, If it's merely another early true immortal, I am confident in my ability to deal with him. Even if I can't defeat him, I can at least ensure my survival. Now please, tell me the details. I will not back down. Seeing Han Li's resolve, the manager reluctantly relented. Very well. The person you are tasked with killing is Bai Songshi, the imperial preceptor of the 100 Blessings Nation. If you succeed, you will be rewarded. Han Li's expression shifted, confusion clouding his mind. You wish me to kill the imperial preceptor of a mortal nation? Isn't it forbidden for cultivators to interfere in mortal affairs, especially within the territory of the Blaze Dragon Dao? And if this man is truly a true immortal, how did he rise to such a position? Instead of answering, the manager asked a question of his own. I take it you're not from our ancient cloud continent, are you? No, Han Li replied plainly. That explains it, the manager said with a knowing nod. On this continent, there are countless mortal nations, and many are governed not by their imperial families, but by hidden cultivator clans. These clans pull the strings from the shadows, while the mortals remain blissfully unaware. Han Li's brow furrowed further. So the Bai clan is the true ruler of the 100 Blessings Nation? Precisely, the manager confirmed. Though these clans are supported by powerful sects, they rarely interfere in mortal matters unless a nation is facing annihilation. The mortals are left unaware of these hidden powers. If I kill Bai Songshi, Han Li continued, I will make enemies of not only his clan, but the sects that support it. Won't that also put me at odds with the Blaze Dragon Dao? Rest assured, the manager replied. The man you are asked to kill is not the true Bai Songshi. He is a heavenly devil in disguise. The words struck Han Li like a thunderclap. A heavenly devil? He echoed, his voice edged with disbelief. How can you know so much about this devil? The manager hesitated, his face betraying a moment of uncertainty. Han Li's patience wore thin as he pressed. If you cannot explain yourself, I cannot trust you. After a long silence, the manager made a decision. With a subtle motion, he removed a mask from his face, revealing a transformation that caused Han Li's eyes to widen in surprise. The portly manager had vanished, replaced by a young woman, Bai Suyuan, granddaughter of Bai Songshi. Her delicate features were marked by grief, and her youthful beauty was contrasted by a sorrow that seemed to consume her. You are a deity transformation cultivator? Han Li asked, his gaze fixed on the woman. Bai Suyuan nodded gravely. Yes, and I am the one who needs your help. My grandfather, Bai Songshi, was possessed by an extra-realm heavenly devil during his ascension tribulation. At first, no one noticed, but I did. However, no one believed me. Not even my own grandfather. The devil has taken control of the Bai clan and is now pulling the strings of the 100 Blessings Nation from the shadows. It has even begun to target my life. Hanli listened intently, his mind racing as she spoke of the loss of her family, the gradual corruption of her grandfather, and the heavenly devil's growing power. The devil, once subtle in its actions, had become increasingly brazen, eventually killing members of her clan who had discovered the truth. My grandfather died protecting me, Bai Suyuan continued. Before he passed, he entrusted me with this mask and the token of our ancestor, asking me to take them to the Blaze Dragon Dao and seek a cultivator capable of avenging our clan. But I am only at the deity transformation stage. I cannot hope to face the devil alone. Han Li's expression softened. So, that is why you released this mission? Yes, Bai Suyuan confirmed. I have been hiding from the devil, but soon it will find me. I need someone powerful enough to end this, and you are my last hope. Han Li nodded solemnly, his heart stirred by her resolve. I will help you, Bai Suyuan. The heavenly devil will fall. Thus, the seeds of an alliance were sown, and Han Li's path grew ever more perilous, as he prepared to face an enemy unlike any he had encountered before. Bai Suyuan, with a somber expression, explained the origin of the mask and token she possessed, tracing them back to an ancestor of the Bai clan, who had once served as an elder of the Blaze Dragon Dao. This ancestor had not only brought the Bai clan to prominence, but also secured their control over the 100 Blessings Nation. Han Li, sensing the hidden layers within her words, pressed for clarity. She revealed that the ancestor had mysteriously vanished millennia ago, and despite several attempts by the Bai clan to find him, they were met with failure. This disappearance led to the clan's slow decline, culminating in her great-grandfather's premature breakthrough attempt that resulted in his possession by a heavenly devil. With a cautious glint in his eyes, Han Li demanded to verify Bai Songshi's possession before committing to any actions. Bai Suyuan, realizing his skepticism, suggested the upcoming heavenly worship ceremony as the ideal moment to strike. The ceremony, to be held at the Grand Loft Mountain, would see the emperor and his officials present, with Bai Songshi likely among them. Han Li agreed to this strategy, and the conversation ended with Bai Suyuan inquiring about his name, to which Han Li replied, Li Feiyu. The Grand Loft Mountain, known as the Eastern Divine Mountain, stood as a sacred site in the 100 Blessings Nation, with poets and scholars often paying homage. However, the mountain had been sealed off for a month, an unusual but necessary measure in preparation for the heavenly worship ceremony. The day of the event arrived, with thousands gathering at the foot of the mountain, eager to witness the emperor's procession. Han Li had infiltrated the ranks of officials, observing that the Bai clan had secretly placed several cultivators in key positions. The emperor, youthful and dignified, arrived with Bai Songshi, whose frail, elderly appearance masked the dangerous power he wielded. Han Li, however, was not fooled. His spiritual sense revealed Bai Songshi to be a heavenly devil in disguise, hiding his true nature beneath an appearance of frailty. As the ceremony began, Bai Songshi recited the prayers with a voice that seemed strained by age, yet Han Li remained focused, his mind already turning to action. Suddenly, Bai Suyuan's panicked voice echoed in Han Li's mind, urging him to act before the heavenly devil uncovered her presence. With a slight inward command, Han Li called upon Mo Guang, who confirmed Bai Songshi's true nature. Smiling faintly, Han Li took his first decisive step. Without warning, he surged forward, his form a blur as he unleashed a gust of fierce azure wind, sweeping the emperor and all surrounding officials off their feet and down the mountain. The Bai clan cultivators, including the deity transformation experts, struggled in vain against the wind. Bai Songshi, revealing his true form, faced Han Li with a glare. The facade of weakness shattered, replaced by an overwhelming, domineering aura. The emperor had barely finished his offerings at the altar when Han Li's fist crashed into the structure, obliterating it with a thunderous roar. Bai clan cultivators, enraged, encircled Han Li, but he merely surveyed them coolly. Knowing they posed little threat, a sudden voice rang out. Bai Suyuan descended, urging the cultivators not to be deceived by Bai Songshi's guise. Her words ignited fury in the azure-robed cultivator, who charged at her, accusing her of betrayal. Han Li remained unfazed, eyes locked on Bai Songshi as the confrontation reached its climax. Bai Songshi's gaze darkened as Han Li approached, his eyes filled with cold fury. With a flick of his sleeves, he summoned two massive fiery wheels, their blazing five-colored flames swirling around them, crackling with explosive energy. Despite their immense power, Han Li remained unfazed, his voice dripping with disdain. Still unwilling to reveal your true form? Without a word, Bai Songshi sent the fiery wheels crashing towards Han Li. The wheels expanded in an instant, cutting deep trenches into the mountain as they burned through solid rock. Around them, Bai clan cultivators, knowing their own strength was far too insignificant, focused their efforts on Bai Suyuan, their numbers overwhelming her. Bai Suyuan, though young, stood her ground, summoning protective treasures that conjured a fiery cloud around her. Her cultivation base at the late deity transformation stage allowed her to repel the attacks, but the odds were still stacked against her. As the fiery wheels bore down on him, Han Li showed no fear. With a powerful step forward, golden scales appeared over his arms, and in an instant, two giant golden hands materialized. They grabbed the fiery wheels with ease, halting their violent advance. Bai Songshi's eyes narrowed as he chanted an incantation, fueling the flames into a more intense fury, causing the wheels to spin faster and scorch the air. Han Li gritted his teeth, his arms straining with power as he roared and flung the wheels skyward. In the blink of an eye, he appeared before Bai Songshi, his arms swelling with power as he unleashed a crushing punch aimed at his foe's head. Bai Songshi raised a shield adorned with a beast's head to block the blow, but the shield crumpled under the force, sending him flying. Before he could recover, Han Li was upon him again, delivering another devastating punch. Bai Songshi's shield shattered with a thunderous crack, and Han Li's fist struck his chest, sending shockwaves through the mountain. As the air trembled, Bai Songshi let out a guttural scream, summoning a torrent of black devilish chi that surged into the sky, casting a dark shadow over the land. The Bai clan cultivators froze in shock, their gazes drawn upwards to the ominous sight. Bai Suyuan's eyes narrowed with bitter resolve. "You won't escape this fate," she muttered under her breath. With Han Li commanding the skies, a massive human face emerged from the cloud of devilish chi, its mouth opening wide to unleash a barrage of hellfire upon him. Han Li's black saber flashed, cleaving through the infernal flames with a single, sweeping stroke. The devilish cloud above split, but the giant face remained, retaliating with a powerful black vortex that sucked Han Li in. Bai Suyuan's heart raced in dread as she prepared to act, clutching a golden ball of divine devil-bane lightning close to her chest. But before she could make her move, a flash of silver lightning tore through the sky, and with a deafening crack, the devilish face shattered into pieces. From the remains of the shattered cloud, a form emerged, an inky black, elderly version of Bai Songshi, moving toward Bai Suyuan with deadly intent. Han Li's eyes narrowed as he swung his black saber in a casual arc, slicing through the inky form and splitting it in half. The very mountain trembled with the force of the blow, sending rocks tumbling and birds scattering. When the dust settled, Bai Suyuan stared in awe at the massive rift now carved through the Grand Loft Mountain, the legendary Mountain of Halves forever etched into history. Unbeknownst to Han Li, this casual strike would become a tale of devil-slaying immortality, spreading through the land. As the remnants of the devilish body fell to the ground, Han Li hovered above, poised to deliver the final blow. But a voice rang in his mind, a pitiful plea from the blackened form of Bai Songshi's devilish counterpart, offering eternal servitude in exchange for mercy. Han Li remained silent, his expression unreadable, while Bai Suyuan's concern grew. At that moment, the shadows stirred, and Mo Guang appeared, urging Han Li to pause, his voice filled with quiet urgency. Mo Guang descended like a shadow, his gaze cold and unwavering as he looked down at the blackened elder writhing on the ground. "How dare you, weakling, believe you are worthy of a contract with the heavenly devil?" His voice was a blade, cutting through the air with contempt. The elder, trembling in fear, sought escape, his body turning into a swirling mass of devilish chi. Yet, Mo Guang's hand shot forward, black light spiraling from his palm to form a net of darkness, which quickly contracted around the escaping chi, trapping it tightly. No. A scream echoed as the cloud of devilish essence contorted before solidifying once more into the elder's body within the net. Without hesitation, Mogwang intoned an ancient incantation, his eyes flashing with malevolent power. He inhaled sharply, drawing the writhing devilish chi back into his mouth along with the black net, leaving nothing behind. The other half of the heavenly devil's form across the rift met the same fate, devoured into mist, with only the fallen storage bracelet left clattering to the ground. Meanwhile, Han Li had already reclaimed the fiery wheel treasures, retreating to his position. Mo Guang's form blurred and returned to Han Li's shadow, his voice now carrying a trace of warmth within Han Li's mind. Fellow Taoist Han, please examine the contents of that storage treasure. The devilish deed stones within are crucial for my recovery, Mo Guang requested, his voice slightly less stiff after devouring the other heavenly devil. Han Li's hand swept the air, lifting the black bracelet. But before it could fall into his grasp, a flash of white streaked past, and the bracelet vanished, reappearing in Bai Siyuan's hands. Senior Li, thank you for slaying the devil, but this bracelet belongs to our Bai clan. As an immortal, surely you wouldn't be interested in such an insignificant item, Bai Siyuan declared, her face softened with relief from the battle's end. No fear showed before Mo Guang, who lingered in Han Li's shadow. Han Li's brows furrowed, but he quickly spoke. I seek not the bracelet, fellow Taoist Bai. However, the devilish deed stones contained within hold great value to me. If they are present, I am willing to buy them from you with spirit stones. Bai Suyuan's smile returned as she inspected the bracelet with her spiritual sense. Moments later, she produced a black stone surrounded by drifting mist, exuding a strange aura. Is this what you seek? Han Li's gaze flickered with recognition. Indeed. How many of these stones are there? 20, Bai Suyuan replied with a glance. I offer 20 top-grade spirit stones for them, Han Li said, displaying the precious gems in his hand. But Bai Suyuan shook her head. Your offer is generous, Senior Li, but in our 100 Blessings nation, one top-grade spirit stone is worth at least 100 high-grade stones. In the past, even I received only 3 high-grade stones a year from our patriarch. Han Li's brow quirked. Then what would you ask in return for these stones? With a sly smile, Bai Suyuan replied, a small request. Nothing too dangerous, and nothing beyond your abilities. Han Li was taken aback, sensing the change in her demeanor. A request? That's right, Bai Siyuan continued. I've not yet decided on it, but it will be something minor. Her tone was lighter, her mischievous side reappearing after the tension had lifted. Han Li thought for a moment before agreeing. 3 days. If you don't make your decision by then, the deal is off. Bai Siyuan grinned, tossing a small pouch to Han Li. A promise? Senior, let's leave this place. Others will be here soon. Without further words, she flew away, a streak of white light against the sky. Han Li followed closely behind. A short while later, they landed on a mountain far from the Grand Loft Mountain, surrounded by tranquility. A grave marked with an old tombstone stood at the summit, with the faint inscription of the Bai character still visible. Bai Siyuan knelt before the grave, her body trembling with emotion as tears welled in her eyes. The devil is gone, Grandpa. Your soul may rest now. Her sobs broke the stillness, soft-filled with deep sorrow. Han Li stood apart, giving her space. Time passed before Bai Siyuan regained her composure, wiping away the remnants of tears. I apologize, Senior Li. I was overcome by emotion, she said, standing slowly. There is no need for apologies. Grief is natural. But remember, we must remain strong. But Han Li responded, his voice comforting yet firm. Thank you, she murmured, her eyes still red. She retrieved a palm-sized azure badge from her robes. One side bore the words, Blaze Dragon. The other side a dragon's image, its single horn and wings a striking feature. This is a Blaze Dragon token, Bai Siyuan explained. It grants direct entry into the Blaze Dragon Dao's inner sect, regardless of aptitude. My ancestor earned it after making great contributions to their cause. Han Li's interest piqued. A valuable token, indeed. Bai Siyuan's gaze darkened. I had planned to join the Blaze Dragon Dao using it, but I could not allow the Heavenly Devil to remain a threat. I used the token to release this mission instead. She extended the token to Han Li. Take it. I no longer wish to stay here. Han Li took the token, sympathy flashing in his eyes. Suddenly, Bai Siyuan's voice broke the silence. Your promise still stands, right? To fulfill a request? Han Li nodded, though the request caught him by surprise. What is it? I wish to leave the Bai clan, Bai Suyuan explained. I have no ties to them, and I seek to try my luck at the Blaze Dragon Dao. I would like you to take me there. Han Li considered the vast journey ahead. The road was long and fraught with danger, but he had no reason to deny her request. If you are certain, I will take you. But once we reach the Blaze Dragon Dao, your request will be fulfilled. Thank you, Senior Li. Bai Suyuan beamed, her joy evident. Without further delay, Han Li summoned a white jade boat, shaped like a bird, to the air. He and Bai Suyuan boarded it as it glowed with radiant light and shot off toward the distant horizon. In the vast expanse of the Beltol mountain range, where the spirit veins coursed like lifeblood beneath the earth, the origin chi surged with boundless vitality. Despite the cold that clung to the peaks, verdant greenery flourished, and spirit beasts roamed freely amidst the abundance of spirit herbs. The mountain range, stretching like an ancient dragon across half the continent, was a realm unto itself. Its towering peaks pierced the heavens, shrouded in an azure mist that gave the land an air of mystery. Throughout the year, an eerie tolling sound would resonate across the range, as if the mountains themselves were alive with the earth's restless stirrings. This was the famed Beltol mountain range, renowned yet eclipsed by the mighty Blaze Dragon Dao, a name that carried the weight of history and power. The Blaze Dragon Dao had long stood as the apex of sects within the northern glacial immortal region. Founded by the legendary Taoist Master Blaze Dragon, the sect's influence had spread like wildfire across the continent. Though the Beltol mountain range held significance, it paled in comparison to the grandeur of the Blaze Dragon Dao, whose disciples numbered countless prodigies. At the heart of the range, a mountain rose above the clouds, its summit home to a massive white jade plaza where elegant pavilions gleamed like stars in the night sky. It was here that the disciples of the Blaze Dragon Dao, draped in robes adorned with the image of a dragon, gathered. Among them were a tall, thin young man, a plump but jovial figure, and a stunning purple-haired woman who wore a discontented frown. As they discussed the endless stream of visitors to the Dao, their chatter was interrupted by the appearance of a distant white jade boat, drawing closer as it soared across the sky. On board the vessel stood Han Li and Bai Suyuan, who had journeyed for years to reach this point. Their destination, the Blaze Dragon Dao. As the boat neared the mountains, Han Li marveled at the dense origin chi, and Bai Suyuan, though eager, maintained her composure. The time had come to put their plans into motion. Han Li, contemplating his approach, knew the Blaze Dragon token would grant him entry, but he required more than just that. He needed connections, a way to gain favor. Bai Suyuan, ever perceptive, offered her assistance. The Bai clan's ancestor had been friends with an inner sect elder, Qi Liang, whose influence could pave the way for Han Li's entry into the Dao. Her words hinted at the uncertainties of the past, but the opportunity remained. With a nod, Han Li agreed to her help, though not without acknowledging the subtle tension in Bai Suyuan's words. She had sensed his disguise, his true identity hidden beneath a mask, a technique of the Transient Guild. She warned him that such a guise would not fool the powerful Dao Lords of the Blaze Dragon Dao, and Han Li, ever cautious, removed his disguise, revealing his true form. The boat descended toward the mountain plaza, and as they landed, the disciples quickly approached. Han Li, exuding the aura of a true immortal, inquired about the whereabouts of Elder Qi Liang, offering valuable pills as a token of goodwill. The disciples, unable to contain their excitement, hurried to inform the elder of their arrival. With that, Han Li and Bai Suyuan were escorted to a nearby pavilion, nestled within a bamboo grove, where they were offered spirit tea to pass the time. The hours dragged by, but Han Li's patience remained unshaken. As he waited, his senses extended, searching for traces of Taoist xie and the azure bamboo cloud-swarm swords. The closer he drew to the Blaze Dragon Dao, the clearer his connection to the lost treasures became. He knew that to reclaim them, joining the Blaze Dragon Dao was the key. And so, he waited, his thoughts as still as the bamboo around him, knowing that soon the path ahead would unfold.